Many people have a misunderstanding about Chinese manufacturing. They think Chinese factories are cheap because they try to save money everywhere. But in many of the better factories I have visited, the reality actually is the opposite. The best factories are not the ones that spend the least money. They are the ones that know exactly where to spend money and where not to. Today I want to show you a mold factory in Suzhou, China, SWIX. I have known the founder, Mr. Chen Hanjie, for many years. And walking through the factory recently, I realized something very interesting. This factory is a great example of how Chinese manufacturers use entire manufacturing ecosystem to balance cost and capability. Let's look at the factory through 5 classic dimensions in manufacturing: people, machines, materials, methods, and environment. Let's start with people. Interestingly, the mold design team at SWIX is relatively small. They have 4 in-house mold designers. At the same time, they collaborate with external design studios. Why do they do this? Because mold design workload can change a lot. Sometimes many projects drive at the same time, other times things slow down. If every designer is full-time, the fixed labor costs become very high. So the solution is simple. Keep small core team and expand capacity through external designers when needed. This gives them both flexibility and cost control. And this is one advantage of operating inside China's manufacturing ecosystem. But interestingly, in 2 other areas, they do the opposite. Instead of reducing headcount, they intentionally add more people. These 2 areas are quality inspection and mold assembly. For example, they currently have 5 quality inspectors. For a factory of this size, this is actually a relatively high ratio. But the reason is straightforward. Many of the molds are exported to overseas customers. If a mold fails after delivery, the consequences can be expensive. They have international shipping, repair costs, production delays, and damaged customer trust. So they prefer to invest more resources in inspection before shipment. There is a saying in mold industry: the earlier you discover a problem, the cheaper it is to fix. For mold assembly, they also have an interesting structure. Technicians work in small groups. Each group has the experienced master technician paired with a younger technician. This ensures both productivity and knowledge transfer. Even the daily production meeting happens right in the assembly area. Problems are discussed where the work actually happens. This is a classic Gemba style management approach. The second dimension is machines. Mold manufacturing is capital-intensive industry. Equipment investment can be very significant, but Hanjie follows a balanced strategy. For some key machines, they still invest in high-end imported equipment, for example, Cebu wire cutting machines, Sodic EDM machines. These machines are imported and important not only for machining performance, but also for customer confidence. When international customers visit the factory and see these machines, they feel more comfortable about the manufacturing capability. At the same time, the factory also uses many Chinese domestic machines, for example, Baofen machine. Over the past decade, Chinese machines has improved significantly. Many domestic machines now provide more than enough performance for mold manufacturing. So the strategy is simple: combining imported machines with domestic machines, then maintaining performance by replacing machines at the right time. This way, They control investment costs without sacrificing capacity and capability. The third dimension is manufacturing method. Many people assume that mold factories produce every component themselves, but that's not always the most efficient approach. Hanjie follows a simple rule: keep core process in-house, outsource non-core processes when necessary. For example, rough machining of mold steel. If the machines have available capacity, they will do it internally. If the machines are busy, they send the work to partner factories. This is possible because China has an incredibly strong industry collaboration network, and this network allows factories to stay flexible. The same principle applies to mold trials. Testing molds requires injection molding machines with different tonnage. These machines require huge investment, but they are not used frequently. So many mold manufacturers cooperate with specialized mold trial facilities. This is a very rational way to allocate capital. The fourth dimension is material and machining appearance. Material cost is also an important part of mold manufacturing. Ms. Chen mentioned an interesting example during the visit. For certain components made from tungsten carbide, the remaining material after machining can sometimes be reused in other projects. Many factories simply treated this as normal waste, but appearance teams know how to reuse this material efficiently. These small details may seem minor, but over time, they represent a significant advantage. This is what I call appearance-driven manufacturing capability. The final dimension is the environment. Hanjie's factory is not located in premium industrial park. Instead, it's located in suburban industrial area. This provides a very practical benefit: no rental cost. But inside the factory, they continue improving the working conditions. For example, gradually installing air conditioning system. This improves comfort for employees. At the same time, stable temperature conditions also help maintain machining precision. So when you look at this factory, you will realize something important. Hanjie is not simply trying to minimize cost. Instead, he is balancing costs carefully through decisions. If you are interested in how factories actually operate inside China, consider following this channel. I'm Honggang, and I'll see you in next video.